Hey y'all, Pastor Jamie here. Me and the After Hours video team crew are actually going to visit a haunted house. A guy that's supposed to have haunted it named Robert Fish Jones. Come on, check it out with us. How y'all doing tonight? I'm here in front of a mansion that was used in the 1980s for a haunted house. The haunted house was called Ghost Manor. There was a ghostly legend that was actually attached to this mansion. It was said that former owner and millionaire Robert Fish Jones actually haunted this house after his death in 1885. As a boy, we used to ride up to Ghost Manor in the daytime, and we used to sit by the windows, knock on the doors to see if we could see any monsters or ghosts or goblins that we thought were inside the mansion. At the very least, we wanted to hear we could hear any ghostly moans from Robert Fish Jones. I swear, many times we thought we'd hear something and we used to get on our bikes and book out of there. Ghost Manor, Robert Fish Jones. What do we do? A monster is any large number of creatures which usually appear in legend or horror fiction. The word originates from the ancient Latin monstrum, meaning omen, from the root word of monere, meaning to warn. The term monster usually refers to a being that is exceptionally evil, grotesque, and uncaring, sociopathic or sadistic, physically or psychologically hideous, basically a freak of nature, meant to scare the crap out of each of us. So when we think of monsters, we might think of some old school characters like Bela Lugosi in Dracula or Boris Karloff in Frankenstein. For some of us, when we think of monsters, we think of Wolfman or Phantom of the Opera, or for some of us, we might even think of the Mummy. All of these characters were super scary in their respective era. Then you had the big daddy monsters, like Godzilla and King Kong and the three-headed monster. They were the big daddies of all the monsters. And then in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, monsters took on a different form. It was the monster in the human psyche. You see, there was monsters like Norman Bates in the 1960s in the movie Psycho, or Damien in the movie The Omen. Everybody remembers Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th, or Jack Torrance in The Shining, Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. None of us can forget Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy didn't come at you with a machete or a chainsaw, but rather he attacked you in your dreams. And there was movies like John Carpenter's The Thing, or the Aliens series. Many of these monsters frightened us half to death. They manifested themselves in our dreams. We thought we saw these monsters when we were home alone. We could have swore we saw these monsters when we were in the dark. monsters. They lurk in our mind, and hopefully not under our steps. We're all just a little afraid of monsters, aren't we? I have a question for you. What could be more scary than Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Chucky, or even Dracula? What would be more destructive than alien invaders or even Godzilla? What is it that would numb your soul, steal your life, and threaten your most treasured relationships? Who are these creatures, these monsters, and where exactly do they come from? At the fall of mankind, these monsters were unleashed on the world, wreaking havoc, sending thousands fleeing from their homes. Place of residence isn't found under your basement steps, not under your bed, or in the dark closet. Their place of residence is in a place where nobody wants to look. That place is in the depths of your own heart. In the After Hours experience tonight, we are going to shine the spotlight on some of those monsters that lurk in our heart. Our desire is to uncover some mean and ugly stuff in the depths of our own heart.